Hey guys, what's up? The Gaming Bunny here. Today is the last day of Season X. Scratch that, the last few hours of Season X. This season went by pretty fast. I feel like it had so much to it. And the biggest live event in Fortnite history is going to be happening in a couple hours here. So, absolutely so hyped for this event. I am beyond hyped. I'm so excited. Got the meteor on the map from the beginning of Season X, and this 0 point which is about to explode, and those two things are powerful enough. And then later on, obviously, we have the Caddis skeleton just posted up there, Kevin the Cube, like all this stuff. It's just crazy. I want to get into it first with the mechs. Obviously, they were added with the launch of Season X. The mechs were just an absolute disaster. Everybody hated these. Literally, so many people hated this. All the pro players, all the streamers, all the content creators, everyone hated the mechs because of how overpowered they are. And it didn't help that Fortnite kept trying to defend themselves with releasing blog posts saying this is their philosophy, that they want like everyone to have an equal chance of winning, which is why, you know, they have the mechs so the kind of noobs could get better and stuff and get wins. And hashtag remove the mech was literally trending on Twitter twice worldwide. That's literally crazy for a video game. Just a random item in a video game to have that much impact. And they sort of vaulted it kind of later. I'll talk about that. They added rift zones, which I found to be really kind of cool and unique. Obviously, we got Tilted Town as the first one. I love the aesthetics of this place. It just looks so nice with the low saturation, as well as we have the hunting rifle and double barrel shotgun there, which aren't, you know, usually available in the game. You can only get them here, so they're kind of unvaulted just for this area. The main gimmick is that you can't build, which kind of makes for some really interesting gunfights. I think it was kind of an interesting concept, but it didn't really resonate too well with the community. You know, later on they kind of like removed it kind of halfway through the season. But yeah, I do think it was kind of nice of Fortnite to try to do something. Like, they kicked it off with no building, which is obviously the main component of the game, to kind of test out how that would play out. So yeah, I think that was really cool. Retail row obviously was added back as well. And then the zombies were there. That was their gimmick, which is so annoying. I don't really like landing there because the colors are all dark and stuff, and the zombies are quite annoying. They always horde up on you. And literally, I have visualized sound effects on, and every time a zombie moves, it counts as an enemy footsteps. So I don't even know where anyone is. It's just kind of scuffed. No one really likes landing retail that much with the zombies there. An item that they added was the automatic sniper rifle. This thing is pretty useless in my opinion. I don't think it's the best by any means. It shoots like a paintball gun, doesn't really do that much damage. I feel like it's just kind of a filler item. Hope it gets vaulted when Season 11 comes out. They added the junk rift. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a bunch of the other stuff that they added, but I do think that the junk rift was somewhat decent. Like, if this was added and like they keep it, I'll be okay with that. It's pretty funny because you can just completely destroy builds, but I swear this thing's accuracy is insane. Or like, I always manage to walk under these. I swear, every time an enemy uses one on me, it lands like directly on me. I don't know how, but yeah, I think it's a decent item. You know, wouldn't mind if it got vaulted, wouldn't mind if it stayed. But the soccer stadium, everyone kind of loved this place. It's just an indoor soccer stadium where you can actually play soccer with scoreboards and everything. It's really cool. There's a gas station there. It's just off of Tilted as well. They just blew it up. There was a rift beacon there, and apparently it malfunctioned, and it's literally a giant hole in the ground, which is very tragic because I love that place. But the gimmick that they were kind of going for was that it came with glitched consumables. If you go over there, it cycles between like 5 of them. There's hop rocks from Season 4. I don't think there's shadow stones, but there's apples and mushrooms, coconuts, bananas, and like the jalapenos, I believe, as well. It just cycles between a bunch of stuff, which is kind of cool. Concept is pretty nice. Then we got the whole Borderlands promotion with the pack. Do you think that the pack is really cool? And obviously, Borderlands 3 was on the Epic Game Store, and if people bought it with the creator code, they would get 20% of the earnings, which is pretty nice. So that was pretty cool. With that, they added Pandora, which replaced Westworld for a little bit. They had some challenges as well. I loved how it gave you free shield when you went in here, and the graphics were really cool and cartoony, like the Borderland aesthetic. It was really cool in my opinion. They added the shield bubble as well. This item is pretty useless in my opinion. Just like the automatic sniper, don't really know why they added it. Hope it gets vaulted. Not much to say about it, I guess. the turbo building outrage. This was pretty crazy. So basically, you know how we've had the normal buildings kind of like sensitivity and like mechanics in season 4, they just completely tossed it out the window and reverted to how it was in like seasons 1 through 3 or something, and you literally couldn't build at all. So obviously there's an outrage again. This time Epic actually listened, unlike the mechs initially. They actually, like within a day, they brought back the turbo building how it was. I do believe hashtag revert turbo building is trending as well, at least in the US, if not worldwide. But yeah, moving on, they added the Zapper Trap. This is extremely useless. In my opinion at least. It takes up like one of your 5 slots as well, so that's not really a positive. You know, it wasn't the best, and I hope they vaulted once again. Most of the new stuff, like items that they added, weren't the best. The only thing I really like would be the junk rifts, and even then they're okay. They added back the floating island, which basically means that Kevin returns. So with the start of the season, obviously the 0 point is like it paused in time right before the 0 point exploded and right before the meteor hit. So that's like 2 like red alert things on the map right now. Okay, we have a giant meteor that could literally crash at any moment. We don't know like how to unpause it or whatever. And then we have a 0 point, which is like the dimension, and it's crazy, man. Like those 2 things anyway. But and on top of that, they just bring back Kevin. Kevin is like the interdimensional being or something. Like we don't even know what it is, but Kevin has a lot of power and stuff, so that's pretty, that's a big yikes there for him to be back, but everyone loves him, so I guess it's okay. They randomly released a hotfix in which they vaulted the combat shotgun, which actually is my favorite weapon in literally all of Fortnite. That was my favorite gun. I was really sad when that got vaulted. They also got rid of the drum shotgun and proximity launcher, which weren't the best weapons, so I could see that. I don't really mind the other 2, but combat was gone. When it didn't get vaulted with the launch of Season X, I thought it was going to stay, but nope, it's gone. In an update, they brought back Moisty Mire, but in the form of Moisty Palms and Greasy Grove. So, Greasy Grove, it looks the exact same, besides, like, you know, they just changed the taco shop. It used to be a burger shop, but it's just different colors, not really much actual change there. But it had the most annoying gimmick, literally the taco time emote. This emote is very annoying, and they made it how when you're in Greasy Grove, every like minute or so, you're forced to do this emote. You can't pick up anything, you can't build. It's pretty annoying, and it lasted so long before the update. So yeah, this was really annoying. No one really wanted to land Greasy because of this, but then they actually went ahead and like shortened the time by half. So it used to be like 30 seconds or something, and now it's 15, or at least that's what it feels like. But yeah, now it's not bad. Still pretty annoying though to go to Greasy and just be forced to dance, you know. With Moisty Palms, this is like so disappointing, man. They did not bring back Moisty Mire. They literally just changed the desert in Paradise Palms, made it like green and like swampy, and just called it Moisty Palms. That's literally the only change. There's a couple of trees as well, but nah, it's not Moisty, honestly. And every time you crouch, you turn into a prop, and that's really annoying because most people just crouch when they build or like harvest. So yeah, you would think that Moisty and Greasy's return would be amazing, but not really. They were both kind of meh, to be honest. But moving on from here, I feel like we had, like, the season kind of had a turnaround, and it was really good. The Batman collaboration, they brought Gotham City to the game. Like, I have to say more. That's absolutely amazing. And the gimmick is glider redeploy, something that I love and a lot of other people love. So it was just amazing for them to do that. They brought out like the Catwoman set and like a $20 pack, which gave you like 2 skins and like back blings and a pickaxe and stuff and a glider. It was just crazy. A whole Batman promotion was really well organized. It was amazing. It's still going, I believe, as well on the last day. The Batarang and the Batman Grappler. The Batman Grappler has insane range. Absolutely amazing utility item there. Batarangs are really cool too. It's satisfying when you actually like put in work with those. It's like ninja stars. It's really cool. Skill-based matchmaking. This was kind of controversial, but for the most part, okay. No one really kind of rioted against this, which is really weird to me because some of you guys might not remember, but in like season 2 or 3, Fortnite announced that they were gonna add skill-based matchmaking, and like Ali A and like Lachlan and Muzak, they were all like extremely popular during the time. Like now when people think about like people complaining about something, it's like pro players, and back then it was kind of them. But they didn't really complain, they were just kind of saying like, hey, I feel like this wouldn't be the best decision because we like the randomness of Fortnite. So there was like a big thing about skill-based matchmaking in season 3, but 7 seasons later they just go ahead and add it, and people are okay with that, so I guess that's good. They also added the combine, which is really cool in my opinion. It's kind of like a test course, I guess you could say. With this update, I do believe they essentially vaulted the mechs. So when the mechs land on the map, they explode instantly, meaning that you can't use them at all. There's no challenges to do with them afterwards. Like, they basically vaulted the mechs, and they kind of replaced it because the mechs were like for new players to get better. They released this mode, the combine, and they said that it was like for the people to get used to new sensitivity. They basically changed the sensitivity on controller and stuff to reduce LT spam and stuff, but I do believe you can go back to the old settings, so it wasn't really that significant. But yeah, the combine people, like pro players, would just go on there and try and like get record times and stuff with like, you know, their grapplers, their impulse grenades, and they try and kill all the bots and stuff. It's kind of like a cool like obstacle course, test course, I guess you could say, and like worse players would use it to get better. So honestly, very beneficial playlist, I guess. And they did say that it was going to be permanent, which I do think is very good for the game. That's a really good update there. Starry Suburbs. I have been missing what I called ruins since like season 4, I do believe. When they had that big like World Cup soccer stadium there, they removed ruins. There's like an abandoned castle. I was pretty sad about that. I'm so happy we got it back, but this time it's not ruined. It's built. It's basically like ruined before it was all abandoned and stuff, so it looks so nice. The violin music that plays when you go in there, amazing. The gimmick is so good too. It's literally just free loot that just falls from the sky. You just go up to it and then you collect it. There's a legendary tac sub. Since the combat is gone, the tactical SMG is my favorite weapon currently, and you can literally get a legendary variant of it at this place. It's at a very convenient location as well. I just absolutely love everything about Starry Suburbs. Then they brought out some zone wars challenges. This is really good on Fortnite's part once again, acknowledging like a kind of popular phenomenon about the game. The whole creative scene with zone wars really started to take off recently, and the fact that they officially acknowledged this with like a bundle in the item shop, worked with some creative builders and stuff to make like official zone wars playlists and did some challenges. It was just absolutely amazing promotion. Not really promotion, but I guess event that they kind of held. Also during the season, obviously we got the Major Lazer collaboration. This wasn't really like that big of a deal since it was mainly it was all actually just cosmetic items through a bundle you could get in the item shop at a reduced price. But yeah, nonetheless, I do think it was a pretty good promotion. They added the Dark Legends pack or something like that, Dark Reflections pack, with 3 skins, Red Knight, Wildcard, and Jonesy having like a cube variant, Kevin kind of like dark, like they made Dark Bomber. I think this is really cool. Nice cheap price as well. And P1000, obviously the trailer was like an Iron Man reference. P1000 is just a Peely robot, just a fun little pack, you know. I like how they're tossing a bunch of these here in the store. I do believe we got the Red Strike pack as well, but no one really talks about that, you know. We get new starter packs every couple months anyways. But yeah, for exclusives, Neo Versa was kind of released during the beginning of the season. This was a really cool exclusive because you could get it with a new PlayStation headset, or a new PlayStation controller. I feel like it was pretty good, you know. A lot of people get new controllers anyway, so I do feel like it was a pretty fair promotion. Really cool skin as well. And then we got Glow, which replaced Iconic, and you can literally get this thing on 25 devices. And like basically any Samsung device that can run Fortnite, you can get the skin on. A very popular skin. It blew up kind of like Iconic did. A lot of people like it. Reskin Fate, but they have prismatic effects on it. I think it's a great skin. And last but not least, for exclusives for Season X, Rogue Spider Knight. This was basically non-existent. It was available through an Xbox bundle, which isn't even on Xbox's website. Microsoft literally hasn't acknowledged this thing at all. I think you can just find it in like random Targets and stuff. I was lucky enough to pick up the Xbox myself. But yeah, for this season, the cosmetics absolutely slap. Apparently, we got 74 skins this season. That's literally more than the amount of days in this season, and most of them were really good. I feel like the art team did a great job. Obviously, there's all these promotions, exclusives, bundles, item shop just resets, and like they had to play the nostalgia into all of it as well, and just colors and the community, and I don't know, I just felt like it was so cool. They obviously added community choice as well. The cosmetics were absolutely amazing. Our team outdid themselves. I want to say a big congratulations. You guys have been doing some insane work. And yeah, that's a little bit of a kind of thing in Fortnite that's getting overlooked. Usually people used to get mad about when their OG skin returned, or be more kind of riled up about cosmetics, but because of the mech and stuff, people are actually worrying about their state of like playing the game or not, rather than just cosmetics, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I felt like everything that they added this season was a test. iTalkFortnite tweeted this on his Twitter, and I'll kind of like recap it a little bit, and it's very, very, very accurate. He said that because of how the season was so random with like the emoting and Greasy, Glider redeploy in Gotham, you just regen health in Pandora, and there's like old consumables. He said he thinks that they're testing old and new mechanics to see what would stick for a perfect Fortnite revamp. I completely agree. Apparently this game is still in its beta, so they would have to have like a major testing point at some time, especially when they're trying to prepare for like the next era of the game. So yeah, they were just testing everything like with new animation and stuff during the live event. New the added the chiller a couple seasons back with new like ice mechanics, fire mechanics, animations, just what they could do graphically as well. They pushed it really hard this season. Like they're just testing out everything, and I am just so hyped. Like this game is like, it's right now, it's at the climax. Like we don't know where it's gonna go from here, but it's definitely at the climax right now. Wow, this season was just so cool. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I think that all this new stuff with the new map, the storyline, I thought that this stuff was all gonna be for Season X. That's why I was so hyped for Season X. At the end of last season, I was like, oh yeah, it might be a new map, but I guess they saved it for 11, to have it kind of like the first 10 this way, and then maybe the next 10 a certain way. I don't know, but I'm just absolutely amazed at what they've been doing recently. It's absolutely great. So, almost forgot to cop the paradigm here. Supported creator code TGB is in, of course. The new skin I think is really cool. I obviously have enough V-Bucks, so I'm gonna go ahead and cop it here. Female visitor. There we go, the paradigm successfully purchased. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to use the like button and subscribe. I almost stuttered while saying that because I'm so not used to saying that. But yeah, if you guys want to use supported creator code TGB, that stands for the Gaming Bunny, to use my or to support me when you purchase the Season 11 or Chapter 2 Battle Pass. Thank you guys. We'll see you later.